you take a look at a play like this, literally a 5-10 yard crosser, you get it to a man that absolutely dominates everyone else on the field. How can you not be excited about that? My plan in Dynasty is always to fill 3 positions first. Quarterback, 2 wide receivers. It always used to be in 2025, it was always about speed, speed, speed. The skill that you wanted was shifty and a guy that could get down the field. Last year it changed, at least for me. Getting a receiver that had a 6'3" frame, 200 pounds, that could bounce off defenders like they weren't there. I mean, look at this. I know that wasn't a first down, but that would have been a huge loss against LSU, a top team. Downhill and elusiveness were the key last year to have explosive passing offense. He takes the ball, he gets touched at the opposite 45, he gains about 20 yards. Any other archetype, other than someone that had that downhill platinum ability, was not making this play. Just knocking off people like he's a bowling ball. Just so much fun to play with. So enjoyable to be a part of. Just getting in the ball. Doesn't matter if your quarterback's that great. You get them the ball in space, and they make moves like that look simple. Now, I will say, I am not an online player. I am offline. I also like playing all the games. So it could be a question of, how does this do in simulation? I ran a couple tests with it in the old game. Sadly, I'm not cool enough yet, or maybe hopefully I will be one day, to get my hands on 27 too much, other than the beta. It seems like they simulate okay. They're not the beast that you have while you actually get to play with them. But the question really was in my mind, speed has always been a factor in this game. There's been some kind of leaked news a bit that maybe attributes like cutter, double dip, elusive route runner styles are going to be the thing. When you talk about what this game was based on, even the first game I played, NCAA Football 1998, was speed. It was speed when it came out, the first game for PlayStation 2. It was speed when it came out and for PlayStation 3. And it was speed when the last game came out in 2013. Even when the new version came out in 2025, it was always about speed. Last year is when that change happened. The change went away from just speed. Like, you still have to have speed last year, but having those extra add-ons of the downhill ability made such a difference. Now, here's something I found really interesting. If you're noticing, Scott O'Gallagher is the EA Sports director of Madden in college. And he retweeted this tweet right here. What he retweeted was something from Ace. Ace said, in the past, a 75 overall but 95 plus speed wide receiver would consistently turn a 90 plus overall 90 speed cornerback into barbecue chicken. While that still can happen, this doesn't happen as much as it did before. They're far more physical into the play. This impedes less physical, smaller wide receivers, and this aspect of the game just didn't exist before. The matchup is starting to feel authentic, and you can confidently consider other ratings. So that's where I kind of have started to think about this. Again, there hasn't been a lot talked about when it comes to the contested specialist, and physical route runner. I have searched everywhere thinking like, I can't be the only person that's thought of this, and clearly I'm not, but I have not seen any of the bigger guys talk about how important or how much of a game breaker they can. Maybe it's not a game breaker online, but I've been playing on Heisman with the tuning sliders, the difficulty sliders, tackling up at 75, everything on Heisman, and those guys still are absolutely dominant no matter what happens. Okay, so what is my game plan? I talked about getting a quarterback and 2 wide receivers are always my first goal, to try to get star, elite guys that can actually be built in our program. Now with the NIL, is that going to change my strategy? Probably not. I need those 3 pieces. You might be saying, why not a running back? I will use my wide receivers as one of them will be a gadget and one of them will be the slot. So those 2 positions are the easiest way to get short yards passing, get them to your wide receivers in space for them to develop that downhill ability to break tackles. Now, when it comes to quarterback, I tend to lean pocket passer. I've gone back and forth between them and dual threat. Now, I will say this, I do need a pocket passer that has at least 75 speed. And if there is a dual threat that's a little bit slower but has better arm accuracy and arm power, then I'm down with that too. The reason I like pocket passer a little bit more is that I like to be able to have that threat of throwing downfield. Once those players have developed and their speed is 93 plus and they're now downhill platinum, I also like to be able to throw the ball deep to them. It's important, but here's kind of what I look for when I go after a recruit that is a quarterback. This was a pocket passer, and as you can see, I'm looking for large 6'5", 6'3 plus. They just tend to have better ratings. I want someone that can throw the short, intermediate, and deep, and I will slow play his accuracy, slow play his power. I'm going to focus on health, IQ, and elusiveness and quickness, honestly. So I kind of go backwards. I don't want him to be too good too soon, especially now with NIL, because you're going to have to spend more money on that as the better they get. But I'm going to focus on at least making their IQ so they play well in simulation. If you do simulate, he already has 93 throw power, which is more than fine for me. It gets their throw on the run, throw under pressure to a point where they're able to. And as you can see, he's already hopping up now at an 85, which he's only a sophomore. So I also love dot. I love on time. You can't really go wrong with any of those, but step up is important, especially if you're have a line that can hold it. Dot's probably my favorite. But that's what I'm looking for when I'm trying to get a quarterback. I want someone that can, again, throw those short, medium, intermediate routes, getting his health up to make sure that I can keep him for 3 years without wear and tear, just ruining their body. And once you have that, you're in a really good spot with that number 1 guy that can be the face of your program for the years that he's there. That should be able to lead you to where you want to go. Well, now you have the quarterback. You're working on the next step of getting those 2 elite tandem wide receivers that you can play a gadget and slot that should really make your offense absolutely dynamic. They can catch the ball. That's what I love about those 2 archetypes too, the contested specialist and the physical route runner. Not only can they plow people over, they're going to catch the ball. So here is the one that I found. Again, I am focusing on their quickness and their elusiveness first. And their IQ, because their IQ has ball carrier vision and awareness, which is pretty good, important when you're talking about being able to plow someone over. Power is not that important, but elusiveness and quickness is. getting their quickness up to plus 90, 92. So for this case, he has 95. Allows us to have that platinum downhill. And I haven't even really worried about the other ones. Once I get him to the point where I want, I'm going to look at 50-50. I'm going to look at cutter. I'm going to look at making sure that he's good. And here's another, this is a physical route runner. He's a little smaller than I like at only 6'1", but this guy was just an elite asset. I could not. His speed's not where I want it to be yet. So I'm going to spend on that. See, that already gets him up to a 92. I already have him at a downhill. His power is pretty bad. His injury's low. But again, we're at a really small school when I was recruiting this in Akron, one of the worst schools in the game. And I think this was in year 2 of the rebuild, maybe year 3. And I did actually sim this one because I did this, a couple weeks ago. Wanted to test my menu merchant skills to see where he got. But again, you're going to leave his hands and his route running until his senior year, because if not, he's going to be gone by his sophomore, junior year. And once you have those 3 assets, you are looking good. You are really in a good spot offensively, in my mind, to be able to do some really cool things. Now, you have those 3 guys. There they are when we look at it. I actually had 3 guys that had platinum downhill, which was a cool thing. And you can see our offense is only a 79, but we were scoring points and points and points. What do you do after that? So I'm always focusing on offensive line throughout this time. Defense, I'm just trying to get 2-3 stars that are interested that I don't have to spend any money on. Offensive line, I'm trying to spend and get depth and hope I hit on one. I would say that 3A and 3B, probably 3A and maybe like a 4 or 5. It's not really as important, but I do like to have this archetype as the player in this scheme. 3A is getting another large wide receiver that you can turn into a tight end. This is not the most ideal case right here, but he's going to turn into a threat. Once I get my factory going, I will take usually, the bigger version of this 6'5", 215 athlete or wide receiver, contested specialist, or physical route runner, and I will turn them into a tight end, and they are going to do dirty things for our offense. So it goes from option 1A and 1B is our 2 downhill platinum. Our option number 2 is that tight end right there. So now we have 3 really good threats, all again that can get short, intermediate plays, and deep, all with good speed and good break tackle ability. The last piece is that 4 to 5 priority. Honestly, offensive line is probably priority 3B, if I'm being honest. Because I moved the wide receivers to that gadget, our running back is not as important. However, I have found that the East-West playmaker, East-West archetype is the one that I like to go after the most. Any of the ones that are based on catching, I don't give them enough passes because I have a wide receiver with downhill that's just far better. I don't know why running backs, for some reason, the downhill platinum does not work as well with them. It's very weird. So I use them. They're the East-West playmaker archetype, to me, is the best versatile runner. So I get him on the squad, and we are looking really good. Once we have those pieces, our offense is a complete game changer. It is explosive, powerful, and once we start winning some games, and those games might be 56-49 for that first 2 years, then I start going after defense hard. And by year 4, year 5, we're a powerhouse. That's just the way I like to do it. I think it's fun that way. Hopefully this, if you're doing an online dynasty, you can try this out and let me know how it goes. If you're doing an offline dynasty, you're going to enjoy your offense. Playbook-wise, really pretty much any of the spreads work. I'm excited to try the go-go. What Colorado will be running this year, especially with a Gadget in the backfield. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with this. But anyways, I thought I'd throw this out there after just doing some research and not seeing anyone really talk about how awesome this position group could be, and how I really do think it is a game changer if you haven't done this before. It could help you win some games, and really A, win some games, but B, enjoy running over people regardless of what skill level you're at. Heisman. I feel like it'd be fun to run over my friends if I was playing it online too. But anyways, I appreciate you. We're going to have a lot more content. I'm excited to be playing this on Thursday. I might do some live streaming with it. I've pondered that. Thought that'd be kind of cool. I haven't live streamed before, but I might jump on there at the start and mess around a little bit. So if I do that, I'll try to get it out to you, and so you can see. I'm Season Sticks. Thanks for hanging out and watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.